Hello and welcome. I'm Rebecca Vargas. Scott has the day off. Thank you for joining us. Well, topping our news at noon, the Sarasota Police Department makes a major dent in drug crime. The department holding a press conference this morning to announce the results of a major operation called Fresh Start. And ABC 7's Kate Flexter is joining us live at the Sarasota Police Department with the details of this drug bust. Kate?
Thank you, Rebecca. This operation used undercover detectives who bought drugs from suspected dealers. And the main drugs we're talking about are heroin and cocaine, along with a few other substances. In total, there were 35 arrests, and those people had a combined total of 327 previous felony convictions. Now, the department is still searching for 2 people. They did mention that Pioneer Park is a major hotspot for this kind of activity, but said it's really spread out all around the city. They said residents called and complained as they witnessed these drug deals firsthand.
They're seeing right in front of them people walking through the neighborhood, cars pulling up, meeting them on the side of the road. They could see something exchanged between their hands, and then the car drives away. So that's like a typical thing that is obvious to the citizen, the resident, that there's a drug deal going on right in front of them.
The department says we can expect several other operations like this in the near future. Live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you so much, Kate. New at noon, firefighters were called to a house fire this morning off of Nassau Street in Sarasota. Officials say the fire was started by a flammable object being too close to the hot water heater. They managed to extinguish it immediately. There was minor damage and no injuries were reported. The homeowner is now working with the insurance company to get repairs completed. A Manatee County Corrections deputy is off the job after it was discovered that he gave prescribed drugs to someone. 45-year-old Raymond Moore is charged with delivery of a controlled substance. The sheriff's department had received information that he supplied someone with his prescribed Klonopin pills, and arrangements were made for another exchange to happen last night. That's when Moore allegedly gave this person several clonazepam pills and no money was exchanged. Deputies say there's no evidence he supplied anyone with pills while he was working at the county jail. Moore was fired after 12 years with the department. Meanwhile, the Bradenton Police Department needs your help in identifying 2 robbery suspects. The robbery itself happened in July on 21st Street East in Bradenton. Police say the suspects broke into the victim's vehicle while it was parked. Photos were later released showing them entering a Winn-Dixie on 53rd Avenue East in Bradenton to use the victim's EBT card that they had stolen. If anyone recognizes the suspects in the pictures, please call Manatee County Crime Stoppers. You could be eligible for a cash reward. A billboard by a Sarasota restaurant is receiving some mixed reviews. The board says, quote, NRA member concealed carry, okay, I am a deplorable, vote Trump. It was posted by Barnacle Bill's Seafood Restaurant on Main Street. The board itself is off US 41 in northern Sarasota. The board seems to suggest the restaurant's favoritism towards the Republican nominee, but despite political views, those we spoke to still find the sign distasteful.
They shouldn't put up a sign like that because they want people carrying weapons into their restaurant. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not a very nice thing, and hopefully no one will go and eat there if they have any sense at all.
There's no word yet on whether the restaurant plans to remove this sign. If you or someone you know is traveling through Tampa International Airport today, you may notice a hectic emergency scene. Right now, the airport is conducting a mass casualty exercise. Emergency vehicles are on the airfield and volunteers are wearing color-coded T-shirts throughout the terminals. The drill is practiced just in case there is a serious emergency. The exercise started at 9 this morning and ends at 3 this afternoon. We're told it's not expected to impact any flight operations. Definitely the weather won't be impacting many flight operations, but I think something like this might slow things down a little bit.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking you're ready to board a plane. You look out on the tarmac. And
looks like something crazy's going on.
What's going on? I'm sure
you're not watching the news.
Warned,
you may not know. I don't know.
That's a point. Interesting stuff how they handle that. It's a good idea, though. We live in a new time.
Yeah, we got to practice.
Age. Yes, we do. Showers and thunderstorms, not so much today. We get a little break, a little chance to dry out,
Yeah, but it's kind of hot. I gotta say.
It's warm, it's sticky is what it is.
Yeah.
It's really muggy. Nice start to the day. We had a little bit of clear sky out there, a little blue sky. And as the sun rose, we had only some high-level clouds that kind of passed by from time to time. Now some lower-level clouds beginning to ride in on that southerly wind flow. Got a southerly, southwesterly wind flow that is really pumping in the moisture across the region. And while we have a slight chance of a shower near the coast over the next couple of hours, it's inland where our best chance of rain is. You see that line of showers to the north? That was pretty much sitting over top of us yesterday. So now that it's moved to the north, we can reduce our rain chances a little bit. Put 30% chance near the coast for the next couple of hours. Then I think everything is going to be moving inland in the afternoon. We'll talk about the forecast for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Rebecca.
Thanks, John. Plans for a new development in East Bradenton has those nearby concerned about traffic. Next Generation Development wants to build 12 single-family homes and 172 townhomes in the 4900 block of First Avenue East. But residents nearby are concerned about the construction traffic the project will bring to their neighborhood. A flagman has been hired to direct traffic, but developers argue it's an unnecessary finance and a safety issue. The council says they will work with the development company on a new safety plan before voting on this development later this month. Also in Manatee County, those visiting Bradenton will soon have more places to stay. The city council has given final approval for 2 hotels to be built on the 5500 block of Cortez Road near the Walmart and the Golden Corral in Bradenton. The 6 acres of land will include a Country Inns and Suites and Townhome Suites by Marriott. The hotels will each be 3 stories tall and include a 6-foot wall to separate them from nearby neighborhoods. Developers hope to have the project complete by next summer. A plant expert is wondering if a new flower basket display in downtown Sarasota could attract more mosquitoes. The Downtown Improvement District has added 138 displays on and around Main Street. But the president of a local garden association is worried these flower baskets will be a magnet for new mosquitoes, since the bugs are usually drawn to man-made containers.
My concern is on the care and the maintenance of the baskets. In Florida, we have mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are drawn to man-made containers.
The baskets are paid for by the Downtown Improvement District. Well, it's that time again to head to the kitchen, and joining us today, our guest chef, Joe DiMaggio from Barbosa Restaurant in Sarasota. Hi, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
What's on the menu today?
We have an unbelievable Tuscan peasant chicken and cacio and pepe pasta with 4 ingredients.
Oh, it sounds delicious. Stay with us. We'll see more in a few.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, it feels really hot and humid outside right now. With a temperature of 88 degrees and a dew point of 74, you really get that kind of oppressive summertime feel really right back in the air. Now, the sun is pretty bright, pretty shining, pretty hard, so I think that is going to combine with our high dew point values and help trigger off a few showers anyway, mostly in inland areas a little bit later in the afternoon. We have a south-southwest wind now, which is going to aid in kind of reinforcing that sea breeze, pushing it a little further inland than it might otherwise travel. So I would say Wauchula, Arcadia, and points to the east are the most likely locations for the heavier rains that might form under some of those thunderstorms today. 83 degrees, Longboat Key, 89 in Bradenton Parish, at 88, 89 in Mayaca, Lakewood Ranch, 90 now in Northport, 87 Punta Gorda, 88 Inglewood, 87 in Venice, 88 Wauchula, 89 in Arcadia. Across the entire deep south right now, we still have a little bit of action going on from our tropical depression. It was a tropical storm. We're missing one frame there, one dropout in the radar imagery. Must have had a little outage there. But you can see that, well, most of the heavy convection is well offshore. This thing is kind of falling apart. It really is. I think over the course of the next day or so, it's going to be gone. It's not doing much now with the coast. It has pulled a little further away. Julia, now a tropical depression, producing maybe another inch maybe of rainfall right along the North Carolina coast. But the thing is, it does have a trough of low pressure that extends out into Gulf waters. And this little trough of low pressure is kind of a focal point, kind of a kicker, if you will, in the atmosphere to get the showers and thunderstorms started. And that's why it's been all day long, even in the morning before the sun rose, we've had showers along that line of low pressure. Well, yesterday it was sitting right over us. So we got some pretty good storms around here. They were fast moving, so total accumulations were not all that great, but we had some half-inch rainfalls yesterday. Well, with that trough now having lifted north, with high pressure trying to build in from the south, all that combining together to reduce our rain chances just a little bit today. And to further reduce them near the coast, you've got that whole situation with the sea breeze front that I was just talking about, where it is going to be pushed further inland by a general southwesterly wind flow. Southwest wind flow also does another thing. It brings us all that humidity, and it really pumps it up in the atmosphere, gets us those clouds in the afternoon, gets us that really warm, humid feel to the air in the morning hours. And that's going to be with us for several more days. No rain showers right now on scanning radar, but I suspect we'll see a few building later on in the afternoon. It's not going to be a rain out by any stretch of the imagination, even if you do live in Wauchula or Ona or Arcadia. Even there, the showers probably at about a 40% coverage. Southwesterly wind flow continues. Our low pressure area continues to drift out to sea. We'll watch an approaching cold front bring some very pleasant weather to parts of the Ohio Valley and up in the northeast and down East Maine. All going to see some lovely weather starting over the weekend and lasting for probably the rest of next week. So some nice weather there. Southwest wind for us, though, brings us more humidity. So watch for some coastal showers early on. And by early on, I mean, well, maybe for the next couple of hours, that chance of a coastal shower, followed by inland storms during drive time this evening. So I think if you live right along the immediate coast, you don't have much of a worry there. And a sun-cloud mix. Nice day out on the waters. The lighter wind flow means for a calmer sea, looking at a smooth condition out there on bay and inland waters. We'll watch over the next several days about a 40% chance of storms. Again, the same sort of thing near the coast in the morning and early afternoon, followed by showers inland later in the day, and daytime highs into the weekend coming in the low 90s. Back to you, Rebecca.
Thanks, John. Well, Hillary Clinton is back on the campaign trail after taking several days to recover from pneumonia. The Democratic nominee spoke on the Tom Joyner Morning Show today, telling listeners she was feeling much better. In the meantime, Donald Trump took his physicals to Dr. Oz and says he feels as good today as he did when he was 30. Trump's campaign released the health information he gave to Oz this morning and says he has the stamina to endure the rigors of this presidential campaign. Clinton's doctor also said the same, but in a more detailed report. We will have more on the campaign later in this show. In health news, while many people associate Alzheimer's disease with memory loss in the elderly, there's another form of the disease that's just as common. It's known as early or young onset Alzheimer's disease, and it can impact people as early as their 30s or 40s. Symptoms of early onset Alzheimer's typically begins with memory loss, but some people will display other symptoms first, such as loss of language function or behavioral changes. Doctors say it's easy to confuse these symptoms for depression or normal aging. They stress the importance of knowing the difference.
There are lots of reasons why people struggle with their memory in their 40s and 50s and early 60s. Most of the time it's not Alzheimer's disease, but it's important to find out what those things are, treat them appropriately, also allay some fears.
Doctors say being diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's before age 65 is rare but possible. About 5% of the 5 million who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's in the U.S. will be diagnosed with early onset as well. A new study may have you cleaning your home more often. According to researchers at George Washington University, 45 toxic chemicals are found in common house dust, and 10% of those toxins lurk in about 90% of homes across the country. Many of those dust chemicals came from common items such as vinyl products, cosmetics, baby products, furniture, and nail polish. To avoid exposure to them, experts suggest dodging the traditional feather duster and using a powerful vacuum instead with a HEPA filter.